Recently, authorities drained a long-neglected canal for the first time in decades, uncovering a host of peculiar and unexpected findings. From forgotten artifacts to submerged structures, the revelations provide a fascinating glimpse into the hidden history beneath the water's surface, sparking intrigue and curiosity about what lies beneath other forgotten waterways. Old Mexican Church. The drought in Chiapas, Mexico, has unveiled a remarkable architectural gem at the bottom of the Nezahualcóyotl Reservoir. As water levels dropped nearly 100 feet, the 16th century Temple of Santiago, also known as the Temple of Quechua, emerged. Built in the mid-16th century by Dominican monks, led by Friar Bartolomé de las Casas, the church was submerged in the 1960s due to dam construction. Abandoned in the 18th century due to plagues, it resurfaced in 2002 during low water levels. Today, tourists flock to the area, with local fishermen offering boat tours for visitors to explore the partially submerged structure, highlighting the historical significance revealed by nature's fluctuations. Hiram Reservoir Graveyard. As the water levels recede, more than a dozen cars from the 1950s have emerged from the depths of Hiram Reservoir, forming what locals dub as the Hiram Reservoir Graveyard. These cars were deliberately submerged in the reservoir's northern shore during the 1950s to fortify the shoreline's stability. Chris Bradshaw, the manager of Hiram Reservoir State Park, noted that while the old car frames become more visible during low water levels, they have been a familiar sight for years. While effective in its era, this approach is now deemed obsolete by contemporary engineering criteria. Removing these cars could potentially destabilize the bank and cause problems for nearby properties. Similar measures were also taken along the Blacksmith Fork River for the same purpose. Despite efforts in 2013 to remove around 80 cars from the river, costing around $10 million, Bradshaw believes this method wouldn't be employed by engineers today. The car pile serves as a landmark for fishermen and provides habitat when the water levels rise. Ancient Lost City. Discovering ancient cities submerged underwater due to global warming, researchers found a 3,400-year-old city in Iraq that belonged to the Mitanni Empire. As rising temperatures led to severe drought, authorities drew water from the Mosul Reservoir, revealing ancient buildings on the shore in 2018. Identified as the possible city of Zakiku, a key center in the Mitanni state, the ruins resurface periodically as the reservoir fluctuates. Archaeologists, utilizing limited time between fillings, protect the structures with plastic domes when submerged. The Mitanni state, home to Hurrians and Semites, existed from 1550 to 1350 BC. Notable structures in Zakiku include a palace, fortification, industrial complex, and a significant warehouse, holding the potential for diverse ancient artifacts. Monsterfish. The draining of Yunchan Lake in central China, undertaken for the first time in decades, failed to capture an elusive monsterfish known as the alligator gar. This invasive freshwater species, with razor-sharp teeth and a potential threat to humans, drew large crowds and social media attention during the search. Originating from the US and brought to China as pets, these garfish, capable of reaching 10 feet in length, have been released into lakes when they grow too large. Despite draining the 30-acre Yunchan Lake and extensive efforts, the 27.5-inch gar remained uncaught. Authorities cite the fish's risk to ecosystems and humans, but experts question the economic viability of such extreme measures to address the issue. Social media platforms, including Weibo, buzzed with anticipation, comparing the event to the hunt for the Loch Ness Monster. Mermaid. In a peculiar incident following the drainage of a Minnesota lake for the first time in decades, an intriguing video raises questions about the existence of mermaids. The footage shows two men in yellow suits approaching the lake, where they slowly pull a mysterious figure from the water. The creature bears a striking resemblance to a mermaid, with a distinctive finned tail covered in green scales. The 4-minute video ends abruptly as the men notice the filming observer. While similar instances have been captured before, with a merman seen in Poland in 2015, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration emphasized in 2012 that there is no evidence supporting the existence of these legendary sea creatures. Despite this, some individuals pursue mermaiding as a full-time profession, competing annually for the Miss Mermaid UK prize. Lost Italian Village. After 71 years, the submerged remnants of Curon, an Italian village flooded to create a hydroelectric plant in 1950, have re-emerged during a temporary draining of Lake Regia. The Alpine village in South Tyrol, northeastern Italy, was submerged, displacing around 400 residents, with only the 14th century church tower visible above the water. Recent repairs led to the lake's temporary draining, unveiling the eerie remains of Curon and attracting tourists and locals. About 163 homes were lost, prompting the construction of a dam to merge lakes for power generation. Despite promises of a shallow lake, it turned out to be 22 meters deep, causing the complete submersion of the village. The rediscovery invokes complex memories, as portrayed in the 2018 novel I'm Staying Here and the 2020 Netflix drama Curon. Locals share newfound images of the exposed remains, highlighting the lost village's poignant history. 1,000 lingas. Exploring the enigmatic Sahasralinga in Karnataka unveils a captivating pilgrimage site nestled in Sirsi, Karnataka. Situated in the Shalmala River, this place is renowned for nearly 1,000 intricately carved Shiva lingas on river rocks, a creation credited to Sadashivaraya of the Vijayanagar kingdom between 1678 and 1718. Each linga features a carved Nandi, the bull, and draws devotees nationwide for Shiva Puja on Mahashivratri. The lingas vary in size and shape, with some losing form due to the river's force. Visiting during low water levels is recommended for optimal visibility. In Cambodia, a similar Sahasralinga, known as Kabal Speen, adds to the mystery with 1,000 lingas amidst a river near Siem Reap, discovered in 1969 by ethnologist Jean Boulbet. Despite its wild location, this Cambodian site is a popular tourist attraction, situated 25 km from Angkor Wat, the largest Hindu temple outside India. Dinosaur tracks. Amidst a scorching Texas summer, record-breaking heat, and diminishing water levels, volunteers at Dinosaur Valley State Park unearthed a remarkable find: newly revealed dinosaur tracks dating back around 110 million years. The park's retail manager, Paul Baker, described the discovery as unprecedented, with an abundance of tracks emerging due to the ongoing drought. The Palaxy River, usually a hub for enthusiasts and tourists, now reveals sauropod and theropod tracks previously hidden underwater. Extreme temperatures and drought conditions exposed the riverbed, unveiling limestone reaching 128 degrees Fahrenheit. Despite the challenging weather, paleontologist Glenn Kubin views the find as a bright side, identifying tracks likely belonging to an Acrocanthosaurus and a sauropodsidon, Paluxysaurus. Volunteers, supported by Baker, painstakingly remove sediment to reveal these ancient imprints, offering a glimpse into paleontological history during this unique period of drought-induced revelation. 1,500-year-old sword. During a summer swim in Sweden's Vidöstern Lake, 8-year-old Saga Vanacek stumbled upon a rare find, an ancient sword dating back 1,500 years. Initially believed to be 1,000 years old, experts from the local museum later adjusted the estimate. The discovery occurred as the water level dropped due to a drought, exposing the relic. Saga recounted feeling something in the water, lifting it, and realizing it resembled a sword. Her father, Andy Vanacek, initially thought it was an unusual stick, until a friend identified it as a potential ancient artifact. The well-preserved sword is now housed in the local museum. Saga's find prompted further excavations, revealing a 3rd century brooch, and ongoing investigations might unveil additional ancient items in the lake. Secret trapdoor. A Manchester vlogger, Martin Zero, gained unexpected popularity with his video titled "The Secret Trapdoor Under the Canal," revealing a 215-year-old trapdoor in the Rochdale Canal. The video, showcasing a hidden piece of Manchester's industrial history, unexpectedly went viral, amassing 2.5 million views on YouTube. Martin explores a stone quayside near Loch 89, marked by an arrow, unveiling the ancient trapdoor that acts as a plug hole, draining canal water into the culverted River Tib below. The video captures the excitement of lifting the trapdoor and showcases the canal's connection to the culverted river. Martin, known for his hidden history videos, developed a niche on YouTube, exploring off-the-beaten-track locations around Greater Manchester and sharing his enthusiasm for the city's industrial heritage and historical mysteries with a global audience. The Royal Foundry of Sant Sebastià de la Muga. The Royal Foundry of Sant Sebastià de la Muga, an essential historical site, met an unfortunate fate during a war and ultimately succumbed to submersion in the waters of the Darnius Boadella swamp. Although now concealed beneath the reservoir, the foundry left a lasting impression on travelers and scholars who admired its significance. In 1790, Francisco de Zamora, a notable magistrate, praised the foundry in Catalonia for its industrial advancements. Despite its destruction during the Great War, 1793 to 1796, Zamora's detailed descriptions provide insight into the compound's operations, featuring a blast furnace, housing for officers, and various facilities for iron production. Cesar August Torres, an early 20th century hiker, later witnessed the ruins of the compound, highlighting the remnants of an essential munitions manufacturing site. The history of cattle in forges and cast iron foundries, evolving from traditional methods to large-scale production, underscores the region's dedication to advancing iron production for military purposes. Emperor Nero's Bridge. Amidst a severe drought in Italy, the Tiber River's receding waters have unveiled an archaeological gem in Rome, the submerged Pons Neronianus, known as Emperor Nero's Bridge. The structure, usually concealed beneath the river, emerged due to the multi-year low flow of the Tiber. Believed to be constructed by Nero during his controversial rule from AD 54 to 68, the bridge's stone remnants were exposed. Nero, known for his artistic pursuits and lavish projects, faced political challenges and infamously rebuilt Rome after a devastating fire. Despite its name, experts debate Nero's involvement, suggesting the bridge may have predated his reign and was possibly a reconstruction. The emergence of this historical site during periods of low rainfall provides a glimpse into Rome's ancient past. Giant rat. During the drainage of Mexico City's sewage tunnel, workers unearthed a colossal rat resembling a bear among the 22 tons of debris extracted. Surprisingly, the oversized rodent turned out to be a Halloween prop that had been swept away during storms years ago, finding its way into the city's drain. Alongside the rat, workers discovered unconventional items. Evelyn Lopez, the owner of the Halloween prop, acknowledged its origin but mentioned it had been lost in storms, with her futile attempts to seek assistance from local authorities. The viral photos of the lifelike prop have sparked astonishment, leaving people pondering its realistic appearance and admitting they might have been frightened if encountered on the street. Hastek Castle. The Caban Dam's receding waters, prompted by a drought, have unveiled the historical layers of Hastek Castle near the Agan district of Elazig. Submerged since the dam's completion in 1974, this year's drought exposed the castle's 3 tiers. Nestled on the outskirts of Yenapayam village and reachable exclusively by boats, Hastek Castle showcases rooms, slender galleries, and rock-carved formations lining the steep cliffs leading down to Caban Dam Lake. The castle encompasses spacious rooms, a temple area, rock tomb-like sections, and battlements serving various purposes such as lighting, ventilation, or defense. Positioned along the Euphrates River, historically known as Euphrates, Hastek Castle holds significance for the region, featuring rock carvings in its layers. Believed to have served as a border outpost during the Eastern Roman Empire, the castle's exposure adds a unique chapter to its archaeological narrative. A bridge from the Ming Dynasty. In Xinyu City, Jiangxi Province, southeast China, a captivating revelation occurred during the dry season when a bridge from the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, resurfaced from Xianu, Fairy Lake. Submerged since the construction of a dam in 1958, the original stone arch bridge, spanning 384 meters with 11 arches, became visible again on March 1, 2017, as water levels receded. The aerial perspective captured this historic structure, showcasing China's architectural heritage. The seasonal emergence of the Ming Dynasty Bridge allows locals and visitors to witness a tangible relic from the past, providing a fascinating glimpse into the nation's rich history amid the ever-changing landscape. Remains of old trees at Colliford Lake Reservoir. As the prospect of a drought looms over the country, Cornwall's largest reservoir, Colliford Lake on Bodmin Moor, unveils a forgotten landscape due to dramatically decreased water levels. With southern England experiencing its driest July on record, the reservoir, capable of holding over 28,500 megaliters, currently stands at 40% capacity, a level unseen since 1995. In 1983, the reservoir faced opposition during its planning, leading to compulsory purchases and the construction of a substantial dam, flooding fields and marshland. Prior to inundation, archaeologists surveyed the landscape, unearthing medieval field systems, farms, tin mills, and clay pits. Now, as water levels recede, these remnants from 40 years ago re-emerge, offering a glimpse into the past of Redhill, Meneridden, Stuffle, and Colliford Downs. Sunken town of Whiskey Flat. A dry spell at California's Lake Isabella has unveiled the remains of the sunken town of Whiskey Flat, once submerged after the construction of a dam and reservoir in the early 1950s. Exposed foundations of the general store, jail, and Methodist church now protrude from the lake's bottom due to the lake's 8% capacity. Chuck Barbie, a local resident and filmmaker, described the visible structures as holding old ghosts, and preserving untold Old West stories. Despite concerns over water levels, some view the 20-foot drop as an opportunity to gain clearer insights into the history, standing on and touching the ephemeral old foundations. Whiskey Flat's lore, known for its lawlessness and inspiring Western films, remains culturally significant, representing a town of miners, outlaws, and hard-working ranchers with swift justice. Mormon Island. Mormon Island, once a bustling mining town during the California Gold Rush, drew Mormon immigrants seeking gold along the American River. Located in present-day Sacramento County, California, its history dates back to March 1848, when members of the Mormon Battalion discovered gold, sparking a rush of miners to the site. By 1853, the population exceeded 2,500, featuring hotels, stores, and various businesses. However, a devastating fire in 1856 led to the town's decline, and it was never rebuilt. The Folsom Dam project aimed to flood the area, and the remnants of Mormon Island were eventually raised. Today, only the Mormon Island Cemetery remains visible, relocated due to the dam construction. Despite being submerged beneath Folsom Lake, the historical significance of Mormon Island is commemorated as California Historical Landmark number 569, with a marker placed at Folsom Lake State Recreation Area. The town's former site, marked by the lake, reveals building foundations and an arched bridge during extremely low water levels. Ancient Roman Ghost Village. An ancient Roman ghost village, submerged for 30 years under a reservoir in Spain, has resurfaced due to drought. Acheredo, near the Portuguese border, was flooded in 1992, and with the reservoir at only 15% capacity, remnants of the village are visible again. The ruins date back to around 75 AD, believed to be the Roman military camp of Aquis Quercenes. Drone footage captured the site, revealing structures like a temple, thermal baths, barracks, and a hospital, part of the Roman military base. The rediscovery, prompted by severe droughts, has sparked interest in uncovering more hidden ancient sites. Across Europe, drought warnings persist, emphasizing the potential for further archaeological revelations, such as the exposed Bridge of Nero in Rome during the summer. Nazi ships on the Danube. In the year 2022, declining water levels across Europe unveiled a chilling relic from World War II. Nazi warships re-emerging from the historically low Danube River, an unexpected consequence of the ongoing climate crisis. During the waning months of 1944, the German Black Sea Fleet, escaping the Soviet onslaught, navigated approximately 860 kilometers up the Danube, finding itself stranded in Prahovo, Serbia. Faced with an insurmountable situation, Rear Admiral Paul Willy Zeeb made the decision to scuttle the fleet, including a formidable 3-story hospital ship. These long-lost wrecks, concealed beneath the river's depths for decades, came to light along a 43-kilometer stretch of the Danube, with a concentration of about 40 near Prahovo. As water levels experienced periodic drops, exacerbated by the impacts of climate change, the remains of these vessels, featuring rusted hulls and fragmented remnants, emerged from the riverbed, offering a poignant and historical glimpse into a chapter nearly 8 decades past. The drainage of the long-forgotten canal has unearthed a trove of mysteries, offering a unique insight into the past. The bizarre discoveries underscore the importance of exploring our waterways' hidden stories. Subscribe for more intriguing revelations, and thank you for joining us on this journey.